Yes.
Yeah, audible.
Am I audible?
Yes.
But I'm not able to hear any of you. Can someone please speak and just confirm?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you
No,
audible.
I'm not able to hear you. One second. Let me change my. Am I audible? You are able to. Can someone speak for a bit?
Yes, you audible.
Yeah, now now I can hear you because I was not able to. Okay, so sorry if someone was speaking and I'm not able to, answer. So are we good? Can I go ahead for the next topic? Everyone is good?
Yes, Abhishek.
Okay, great. So I have as you know, last time we have discussed, I need only two volunteers who can capture the interview questions. When I have a habit when I teach, sometimes I ask interview questions, sometimes I ask the questions. So just record those questions and post them into WhatsApp channel after every class. Okay, so that is the only ask I have from the volunteers, so that we can capture all the interview related questions or assignment related questions. Okay, so first of all, we have talked about the architecture. We have talked about how query is going to parse, and we have talked about the background process and all those stuff. Now, in the same continuation, in the same order, let's understand how a database administrator is going to interact with the database. Okay, so basically, one second. 1 minute. I have to change my pen. One. Hey, I am back. Sorry. So I'm audible. Everyone can hear me.
Yes, yes, Abhishek.
Yeah. So I was talking about, like, in the same continuation, we are going to learn about few important things, which is like how a DBA or how a user is going to interact with the database and what are the common ways. Okay. So for a DBA to go and interact with the database, the first thing that DBA should understand is meta commands. Okay. Also, some people call it slash command, backslash command, or slash commands, which these are the commands which is going to be used every day, day by day, to interact with the Postgre database. And majority of these commands are used by database administrators or the people who are managing the database infrastructure or the fleet of the databases. Okay, like that. Also, sometimes we are also running the select queries to get the information out of the database. Okay, so same like SQL, in Postgre we have pSQL, which we call it PDSQL also, or pSQL. Okay, some people call it PGSQL. Okay, so here and there all these interfaces are same. Basically they are nothing but a kind of query interface or interface language to interact with the database. Okay, same thing when people are coming from the MySQL background, MySQL is nothing but a database prompt where we can go and interact with the database. Mongo. Mongo is another prompt which we interact with the Mongo database. T-SQL. People from MySQL background is aware of T-SQL. So T-SQL is another interface where we are interacting with the database. But every database have a different way of giving the commands, or database have a different mechanism to accept the commands. Okay. So in the same continuation, Postgre have two kind of commands. First is meta commands. Another is the same select queries that we run in other databases. Okay. So being a DBA, we have to understand about all these meta commands first. Okay. So meta commands are nothing but the commands which we are giving after slash. Okay. So I'm practically going to show you all these things. 1 minute, my deployment is going on for Postgre. Let it finish. Okay, I think it's done. Okay. So I'm going to explain you all these things one by one. Let it come online. Meanwhile, looks like Postgre has not installed. Let me quickly see which instance have Postgre. Okay, meanwhile it's coming up. Let's talk about all these things. So these meta commands are nothing but just to get the data or metadata out of the database. So as its name refers metadata, it is commonly getting the data from the metadata of the Postgre. So which tables holds metadata of the Postgre? We had a great discussion on that. Which table?
Catalog
Catalog.
tables.
Catalogs. So catalog tables are the table which get metadata of the database, and using meta commands, we are extracting the data from these catalog tables. Okay. And also another question, these catalog tables are residing in the database in which format? What kind of format they live in inside the database? What are the common format? In the table
Binary.
format. In the table format. It's not living in the database or staying inside the database in flat file or any other format. It is created in the table format. Let me show you all these things practically, step by step. The more you know about the meta commands, the more you understand your database. Okay, let's install the Postgre quickly. Okay, let it install and then we will discuss about all those things one by one. I have created a document also, the detailed document about these commands. Once these classes are over, I will put all these commands. I have created 100 uh, commands list. All the hundreds are not important to know, but at least some basics, if you can read and learn, will be better. Okay, don't go and learn everything, but as gradually when you grow in your career, some commands will be very useful. So that's why I've given all these 100 commands. These documents you will get along with your recording, so that you understand about all these meta commands. Okay. Some people also call it slash backslash commands. Okay, so don't get confused. Both are same. Okay.
Abhishek, I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in Oracle, we can see like there is
Mm-hmm.
a every command might be two, three ways
Mm.
we can see the
Correct.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the same way, if you come over here, like
Mm-hmm.
backslash L is the list of the databases, right? The same way we can go for the select star from PG underscore database
So
also give the
database.
information.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So here also
So
same concept. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I want to know like if
Mm-hmm.
you go for the every command, we have the any alternative commands which will help
Mm.
us to remember easily, right?
Right. So
Yeah. Just
what is the beauty of Postgre? Why this slash commands, or if you go into MySQL, why there is a select commands? It is reducing the hassle of Postgre administrator, or it is reducing the hassle of difficulty to writing the full query. Let's suppose if I want to know the name of my uh, the database, right? So what I have to do, I have to write a full command like Oracle. Into Oracle, we like select name from v dollar database, right? Like that we write, right? In Oracle. Here also you have multiple ways to do that. Like let's suppose you can do um, current underscore database like that. Like that also you can do. You can also go and you can run a entire query. You can do like this. Select. Let me copy the entire query itself. You can do like that. Okay. So here are multiple ways to do like that. Okay, like your Oracle. Okay, but Postgre is a very advanced database, very advanced. So here simply if you go and type con info, you will get these detail also. So can you see here? Postgre gives you multiple ways. And the beauty of the Postgre is, see here I have to write the full query, but here I'm just simply writing a small command and I'm getting all the data easily. So that is the beauty of Postgre, that using a single command, small command, you can get lot of information. Okay. So let's suppose you have logged into a new cluster and you want to know how many databases are running. So you can do simply L and it will list all the all the databases. Okay. So by default, you are going to see the three databases. You are going to see the three database. So anyone knows why we have these three database? What is the significance of these three databases? Why I have this template 0? What is the significance of this?
So template 0, you can create one more copy. I mean, same as it is
Uh-huh.
as per the Postgres database.
Mm-hmm.
Template
Okay.
database.
Mm-hmm. Go on, Shak. Yeah. I think we have lost you. Are you speaking, Shak? Okay. So basically, as I mention every time, Postgre is very advanced database. So what they did, they have created the template for creating the databases. So basically, templates are nothing but a common format where the common Postgre related tables are residing. So template 0 is Immutable copy. In other words, template 0 is the main Postgre template. Whenever you write create database name, it automatically creates the database based on the template 0. And template 1 is the default customizable template. Mean to say, you are working an environment where you are creating the database multiple times. Let's suppose this is your environment. Sorry, something is wrong. One second. Yeah. So let's suppose this is your environment, and this environment is multi-tenant environment. Mean to say you are creating multiple databases again and again. Okay. And these databases have predefined tables. Let's suppose I have 100 tables, 100 sequences, 100 indexes, or so on. I have multiple things, but these are just metadata residing inside the database, and I create these kind of databases a number of times, multiple times. So what you will do, because every time you have to create your database first and then deploy the script, right, to get all these object created inside the database. So what you will do, you will create a template, and whenever you want to create a database same like your older database, or same like the database that template is available, you will simply go and just use that template and create the database. So create a database temp test 01. I will define the template and I will say template 1. So what will happen in this case? Whatever metadata or whatever tables I have already created inside the template will come to my new database. So what is the advantage? I should not be creating the table or objects again and again. So it's same like your email template. Once your email template is created, what you do, you just change the subject, you change the sender detail or few details, and you are sending it again and again. So same like template. And Postgre database is nothing but our main database. In the people who are from the Oracle, they can think like it's a dictionary database. Okay, select star from dict, we do, right, dict. So same kind of information is saved in the under the Postgre. All the catalogs or the information about the database is stored inside your inside the Postgre database. So let's suppose you have logged into a database and you are not clear about the you are not clear that what command I have to run. I am very new to the Postgre database. So the first thing you can do always, you can call for help. Okay. So how you will call for the help? Simple, slash and question mark. So question mark is going to give you all the information about your meta commands. Whatever commands, let's suppose you are confused what is going to happen if I run this command. Meta commands have very good help available inside the database itself. Okay, and you can read and you can run your commands. For example, first time I have executed /l. Okay, another thing, these commands are also coming with some extra pipes. Okay, when I say pipes, pipes are nothing but parameters. So let's suppose in the normal scenario I just run /l. I have n number of pipes. Let's suppose if I add plus here, whenever you add any plus symbol along with your command, it also gives you the current size of the object. So let's suppose previously I was just getting the list of the databases. Now I got a new column and information with the size. Let's suppose previously I was just getting the table name. If I do the DT, what I will get the size of the table also. So plus is listing the database, listing the objects with the size. So always you can use plus. So let's create some dummy table. How we are going to create dummy tables? What is the process I have taught you? What is the best way? We have already talked about that. The Python script. I gave you one Python script, right? The Python faker script. So whenever you need these kind of things, you can simply go and run my Python faker script. Okay. I think it is stored in the in the recordings also, right?
Yes, yes, Abhishek.
Yes. So let's go to the recordings and fetch the script. 1 minute. I will quickly fetch it because the people who are joining it recently, they will also get the idea. It is there in which class? Anyone knows? Day 1, day 2, day 10, I think. Yes, fake script. So this is my script. Let's execute that and get the oh, this file is blank. Why this file is blank? Okay, no problem. We will do it right away.
Abhishek, can I ask one question?
Mm-hmm,
There is a something information schema in Postgres
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
PG catalog.
mm-hmm.
So what is the difference of this two one? So can you?
Okay, okay. So basically, let me execute this and then I will
Yeah.
explain about that also. So this is my IP. What is my IP? 56. Anyone tried this? Executing the script? Created the dummy data? What is happening? Status. Okay, I think the service is not in force. Get in. What I am doing here? Anyone? I want to connect to my database, so I'm doing something. What I'm doing?
You want to disable firewall?
Yes, very good. I'm disabling the firewall. So by default, SC Linux is already enabled. So what I'm doing, I'm just simply disabling it. So that I can connect from my script. There's a meaning I'm doing all these things. You will understand everything because that is also part of our today's session. So once I have installed the Postgre, I have configured it. Will I able to connect it directly from outside? Directly? Will it allow me the remote connection? Anyone?
You have to enable it from the PostgreSQL config.
Correct. So what I have to do once I have installed the Postgre, I have to enable certain things so that it will get the connection from remote host. The first thing is Postgre dot config. Under that, uh, I have So under that, I have a which parameter that I have to change to make the Postgre available for the remote connection. Which particular thing I do?
Listen address.
Very good. We have to do the listener address. And what is this? PG data?
Variable data directory.
Data directory variable. And that's what? Remember this picture? And this is my physical structure of my database. Okay. Let's close all the unwanted things which is not required. So I will go under the PG data. I will simply go to Postgres, conf. I will go to listen address. What happened? Okay, I will simply, what should I make it? From localhost to
Asterisk.
asterisk. If I don't want to put asterisk, I want to be very specific on the network level that I want to give listening or I want to connect to only specific database. Then what I have to do? What I can put?
We can
That
put IP
PHP file.
addresses.
IP address. Very good. So when we put IP address, it means it will listen from that specific IP address only. What is the command to list all the services? Let's suppose I have logged into the system first time. I don't know which service is belongs to which particular my service belongs to my Postgre, or how many services are there? How I can list that? Anyone?
We can say system list. Can we not say system list
Mm-hmm.
list unit?
Mm-hmm.
Then we now put the type service equals to service.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Systemctl list dash unit with an S, then dash type equals to service. That type equals to service.
Type equal to service.
Service, yeah.
List units, I think units. Okay. So here I got all the services running on my system, and I have to just bounce this particular because I have changed the postgre.config. I have to simply reload this service or stop or start my Postgre database server. Okay. So stop and start. Done. It's done. Now simply I will connect. And there is another thing, whenever you install the Postgre, every time you have to alter user password. We have to change the password also first time. So I changed my password also, and password, everything is there. Now let's save the script and create some dummy data. I will do it on downloads. Save. How to execute it? New terminal. Python. First of all, let's go to the directory. Python and my script name, which is db okay. So let's create a database also. Create database test db01 is db01. It's created. Now let's go and run the script again. Script executed. So okay, from here onwards, let's continue with our catalog command. So let's suppose I have created a database and I want to connect or I want to work on that particular database. So there is another meta command called C. C is nothing but stands with connect, and you have to give your database name. So you're connecting with that particular database. So list all the tables, whatever is residing inside the database. We are going to use a command called DT. Okay, so DT is going to give me the output of the current schema and the table which is currently created under that particular database. Okay, so currently I have database table name is users. Okay, which I have created from my faker script. Okay, so how many records it has created? So simply just check the records. It has created 1000 records. So let's create some more account, some more. So it's done. Okay, great. So how to list all the tables of this particular schema? DT. Okay, and if you want to go further and understand about the database, we have multiple other commands. So first thing, once we have listed the table, we have listed the databases, listed the database size. Now, if you want to list any schema under the database, you will run the command called n. So what it will do, it will list you the complete schema under the database. Okay, so let's suppose in the same way, if you want to list all the views of your databases, so simply you will do dv. So currently I don't have any view, so that's why I'm not able to see it. So dv is going to show you all the um, view. Let's suppose if you want to see any metallized view, dm. So dm is going to show you all the metallized view. ds, all the sequences. In case if I have any sequences, it is going to show me the sequences. Same thing, di.
Abhishek.
Mhm.
So D and DV. So this all we need to remember, right?
No, better what you can do, you can always run the help and you can do that. Also, Postgre is giving you tab compression also. Okay, so let's suppose if you are putting the tab 2 times, 3 times, your tab compression gets enabled. So let's suppose you forget about the command, but at least using tab, you can get the list of commands, which is the next character of your command. So let's suppose I want to see pg underscore something like select star from pg underscore something, and I forget about the command. So Postgre gives you a tab compression enablement facility also from your interface. So the moment I put my tab quickly 2 times, I get the possibility of the commands also like this. So you won't forget about all these things, like, or if you forget, but at least you will get the idea that what is the command that you have to execute. Is that you are looking for something like that?
Yeah, like because in MySQL we have
Mhm.
simple English words, right? When you say show
Yes.
databases, show tables,
Yes.
but here we need to actually remember the what call the after D what we need to use
After D,
basically.
what you have to use, correct. So it will come by practice also. So
Yeah.
it's like that. So in the same way, D also works in D command also works. You can think like D is nothing but describe command, and the moment you type D and give a space and a table name, it also works as a describe table. Okay, so when you want to describe the table, mean to say you want to say what kind of column it have, what kind of type it have, what kind of collection, and all those default things are it have, you can just do the /t. It will describe the table. Okay, so this particular metadata commands, we have n number of metadata commands. Okay, so don't try to mug up, or don't try to understand everything in a one day. Gradually, uh, according to my experience, you are not going to use all these 100 commands in a day-to-day life. You need only few commands which you are going to use, like dt, dt plus, dl, du. You know, if you want to list all the users of the cluster, you can simply can do du also. Okay, so simply in every category, one or two commands are enough to understand initially. But if you want to go into depth of the command, then gradually you will understand everything. Another important thing, like MySQL doesn't give you the command history, right? In the Linux, we have a history command, right? To see the history of the commands. Postgre is a very, very advanced database. It gives you the history of your command. So let's suppose what command got executed previously. You can simply type /s, and it is going to give you the list of the previous command also. So these kind of small things are going to help you more rather than understanding all the commands. Okay. So being an instructor, this is my, just, good to have kind of concept where you understand about all these meta commands. The more you understand the meta command, the more you can interact with the databases. Okay. If in case if you want to list all your table spaces, so simply write db. So it is going to describe all your tables, all your table spaces. Okay, so two important concept that we are going to talk about after this, or along with this. uh, what a what is schema? What do we understand with the word schema? Because there are some common concepts that everyone have, but I have to break the general concept, and I have to establish a concept related to Postgre only. And I have to create a relation between your existing knowledge and the Postgre knowledge. So what is the schema in a very layman term? What is schema?
Collection of objects.
Collection of object, or schema. Mhm.
A
Yeah, please.
logical container for our tables.
Very good.
Separation.
Logical container for a table. Anyone else?
Namespace in Postgres.
Very good. Namespace in the Postgre. For the people who are not understanding it, let me give you a very good example. Let's suppose there is a company. In the company, we have multiple departments. Okay. Let's suppose you have sales department, you have HR, you have finance, you have customer care, and you have inventory, and you have inventory, and you also have customer care is done, help. Let's take technical IT department. Okay, so I have total 6 departments. So when I am doing a designing of my databases, or when I'm creating a database for all these departments, the normal monolithic approach will be I will create table in the tables in the database. Like I will create a combination. I'm not going to segregate the table based on the department. I will create all the table inside my database. But going forward, when my business will grow, or when my business is growing into multiple countries, I might get lot of difficulty. In the sense, let's suppose due to some XYZ reason, I want to encrypt my tables under the finance department. Then what will happen? The entire tables which belongs to the different departments will also get encrypted. Okay, encrypted. But I don't want to do that, right? So to avoid all these things, to avoid of mixture of the database or combination of the database, what I am going to do in my single database, I am going to create multiple schemas. I will create one schema for sales, one schema for finance, one schema for customer care. Like that, I will create all this different schema, and the table which is related to these schemas are going to reside under that particular schema. Okay. So this is the core concept. But now let me tell you a few important things which can create confusion when you are working as a non-Postgre database engineer. Okay. So the first thing, in Oracle, schema is nothing but user plus namespace, or the place where you're storing the database specific to a specific need or specific application. So this is the core concept, right? In Oracle, when you create schema, it can also behave like user. It also behaves like a schema, right? In MySQL, you create a database and the entire database you consider it as a schema. Sometimes people call it as a schema. 1 minute. So you create in MySQL, the entire database, sometimes we consider it as a schema. What about Mongo? In Mongo, we don't have concept of schema. We have concept of databases. Under the databases, we have collections. Okay. What about SQL Server? In SQL Server, what is the concept in SQL Server? How we create the schemas? Or in DB2? Because concept is same like DB2 and SQL Server and all. So what happens? You are creating a user, and that user is just used for the connectivity purpose, and it gets mapped to a database. Okay, so concept is little different. But here in Postgre, schema is just a database object or a namespace or a collection of table which will not behave as a user. We will create a user separately, and this user is going to be mapped with your schema. Okay, so for the people who are from the Oracle, they have to correct, or they have to add up a knowledge saying that schema and users are two different things in Postgre. They are not same. Make sense? Is that clear?
So in
Oracle,
DB2, there will be by default a user is, user will be allowed to with the same name, the schema is allowed.
Okay, same like Oracle. Once you have created schema, you can also use it as a user, right? Similar kind of thing.
Yeah.
But here it's not like that. The moment I will create a schema is just a place where the tables can be stored, and user is a complete different entity itself. Once user is created or role is created, I will talk about role also in a minute. So first you have to create the schema, and then you have to create the user, and then you have to establish a mapping kind of thing, which we do in the SQL Server, right? People from the SQL Server, am I correct? We create mapping, right? We create user and then we create mapping with the database, right? That's how user is able to reach to the database, right? So here it's a two different things. So don't get confused if people are talking like this, that this user have access to this schema or not. Okay, so this is the core concept that you have to understand. So that's why I've given you this prerequisite for schema and schema level things. Is this clear? Because this is going to create some confusion in the future. That's why I'm giving you a small differentiation. Everyone good? Everyone is good about it?
So Abhishek, normally when we create a new Postgre installation and then we create a database, right? So it goes into the public schema.
Very good. Yes.
So is it the best practice to create it in the public schema, or should we create our own schema and then create the database?
First of all, it's not a good practice. So whenever you create a database, let me explain that first. So in Postgre, whenever you create a database, fresh database, by default, you get a schema called public schema. Okay. So in Postgre, there is a concept called public schema and private schema or custom schema. So public schema will be by default available whenever you will create a new database, and private or custom schemas are a schema which we are create according to our requirement. Okay, which we are going to create. So we call it private or custom schema. Okay, so what he's asking that when we create a database, let's suppose this database is newly created and I have created a public, by default, I will get a public schema. The downside or side of this particular public schema is anyone can access this particular schema. As it says, it's a public schema, anyone can access it. So the best way of doing it is like create your own schema 1, create your own user if possible, and then give this user to access of this schema, and users are specifically connecting to this user, and this user will be having access to this custom schema. So this is the right practice. Public schema is widely open for everyone, so it is not right practice. Make sense?
So if I'm creating a private schema, say S1, in that case, the application team, they need to write in the DB, they create a DB connection, right? With
Correct.
username, password, DB, and all that. In
Correct.
that case, they have to also mention the schema name, right?
Correct. They have to schema name and password.
Okay. Okay.
Make sense? Everyone?
Yes.
Everyone clear? Today we are very quiet. Why? Like people are not speaking. What happened?
The concept is very different from Oracle, so I'm sure we are trying to make sense of it.
Correct. So concepts are going to be different from the Oracle, and concepts might be little here and there. You know, you have to just do a little bit layering on top of your existing knowledge and make a relation between your existing knowledge and this knowledge. Okay, like that. So schema have public schema, private schema. We have user and everything. Now, what do you mean by role? What is the common meaning of role in terms of databases?
So in MySQL, we can create roles and then assign, and then create a user and then assign, because those roles contains the grants for a particular, suppose we have created a role for sales team, and the sales team has a specific grants allowed. So now when we create a user for sales team like ABC, and then we assign that role to the that particular users, and automatically they get the grant for that particular role.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens in the DB2?
It's the same.
Same thing. MongoDB? Here and there, same. Few percentage difference here and there. Oracle?
Same.
Same. No difference, right? Nagesh? Everything is same. Like role is like connection of object. Everything same.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a minute. Okay. So same. But now,
may change here, right?
yes, very good. It will change. So here you will get a little bit shock that role is not only role. First of all, role is a combination of or group of privileges, named group of privileges, which we give as a name like manager, IT engineer, DBA, something like that. We create a role, and every role has its own combination. Okay. But the shocking thing here is role is also sometimes considered as a user in Postgre. Mean to say, if I create a role and if I give the connect privilege to a role, role can also connect to the database. Okay, and role can also behave like a normal role, which is considered in other databases. Okay, so that is the only difference here in the Postgre. So don't get confused if you create a role and role is connecting to the database, or you have given username and password to a role, so that role can also be connect. So that is also possible in the Postgre. But normally what we do, we create user and we assign it to role. So that is also possible. So it little bit difference is here. So role is also working like traditional databases, but role can also be used for connecting a database. So in other words, you can say user and role behaves like same in some manner in Postgre, and in some implementations, roles are just a combination of privileges. I will show you practically on the screen what I'm talking about here, and you will see the difference that even I can connect with role also. Okay, sometimes role is considered as a user also, so don't get confused. It is possible in the Postgre. So this is schema, role, schema type, all these things we have talked about. Okay. Okay, let's take a break. Someone told me that we are not taking frequent breaks. So let's take a break and I will explain you all these things in the next level. Okay. Any doubt meanwhile? Anything which is bothering you?
I have a doubt.
Yeah,
Abhishek.
tell me.
The thing is, we were discussing about the slash commands, right? For catalog festival. Will it work in GUI in pgadmin through pgadmin?
No, no.
Right.
If your tool is having the SQL client or pSQL client, then it will work. If you doesn't have pSQL client, you are connecting through some drivers, ODBC, JDBC, any kind of Python driver, Java driver, then it will not. Then you have to rely on the select queries.
Okay.
Okay.
But
So
by general in RDS and all, it will work, right?
RDS it will
Yes.
work, but RDS you supposed to have a client.
Yeah. Okay.
Connecting with that, then it will work.
Sure.
I think Abhishek, like we have some pSQL tool, right? So where we can trigger these commands like as a Unix prompt.
Yes, yes.
Something
If
like
you have the pSQL command installed in your current Linux system or in your PowerShell, then definitely you can run these commands. But if your tool is connected through JDBC, ODBC or any kind of drivers, then it will not work. You will get error. I will show you in dbeaver also.
What is the tool name? I missed.
Yes, I will give you the tool name. Let me give you the tool name that you can use. The first and very famous tool is dbeaver. dbeaver is having capacity of connecting to more than, I think, 100 databases, different databases you can connect. Okay. Then also you can use SQL developer. But when you are connecting to Postgre database using SQL developer, you have to use the connection way. Basically, there is a different way of connecting. Well, it will not connect same like Oracle because it's provided by Oracle. You have to install your own connection. Okay, like that. Also, we have a tool called we have a tool. I forgot the name. What is the name of that tool? It is very famous tool.
pgadmin.
pgadmin, yeah, pgadmin also is there. pgadmin we can use to connect to the database, but there is another tool, client tool that is very famous, which is growing attention in the market. It starts with some admin or something. No problem. After the break, I will get the name and I will give you that also. So there are n number of tools available in the market you can use, but my personal favorite is dbeaver. The reason is using a single tool, using the this tool, I can connect to multiple databases. Even I can connect to MySQL. I can connect to SQL Server like that. I can connect to many databases. So this is the PG admin, which I use for my day-to-day things. Like this, I can connect to n number of databases. Can you see here? So we can use dbeaver also to connect to the databases. Okay, so yeah, Rohit, you have a question.
Abhishek, have you answered? Sorry, I was away for 15 to 20 minutes. So have you answered the difference between information and catalog tables? The thing is that I'm asking again and again because I faced something that some tables were already in information schema, some tables do not visible in catalog. So there is a something why it is not happening. So what is the basic difference? Why? So that's something. And
So it is you're asking in the context of MySQL or Postgre?
Postgres. If you go for
Postgre.
information,
Okay.
yeah.
So I'll tell you the. Okay, or let's take a break, and once we are back with the break, I'll explain you everything in the detail. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Abhishek,
take.
don't forget to stop the clock.
Yes, I will. I'm stopping the recording also.
Yeah.
And let me